Most people are longing to make a contribution in life, to be part of something noble and purposeful. Sadly, many people don't believe that they can live that kind of life, and they wrongly think they have to be rich or powerful or famous to make a real difference. Best-selling author John Maxwell is here to tell you that's just not true. In his new book, Intentional Living, Choosing a Life That Matters, he says it can begin with small steps that lead to something great. John Maxwell joins us now. And John, tell us more about the intentional life. What does that look like?
Well, intentional living is really about the fact that most people don't live intentionally. They have good intentions, they have good heart, but they never take those good intentions and turn them into good actions. And because of that, they never are fulfilled and they never really reach what I call significance. Now, significance is about others. I think when we think of success, it's kind of like, this is what I'm doing for me. But when I think of significance, this is what I'm doing for others. And so I wrote the book Intentional Living to help people understand that it doesn't take much, but that little bit is very important. They've got to go from good intentions to good actions. And that has everything to do with being intentional in the things that you do to add value to other people.
So explain why serving others is so important.
Well, I think serving others is vital because it's the only way of, obviously, to be our brother's keeper. It's the only way, really, to get beyond ourselves, or, as Christ would say, to lose ourselves, to even find ourselves. And yet I think we're not intentional in doing that. And so I kept asking myself, how can I, beyond the book, how can I help people live this life of significance? And so people can go online, and this is absolutely free, to start7day.com. And every day I have about a 3-minute video of which I give them an idea of how to be intentional in their life and how to add value to other people. And I do that for 7 days because I really want them to have a kind of an experience and develop a habit of what it's like every day to take a few minutes, not all day, but a few minutes, to really intentionally add value to people. And then what we believe and think is going to happen is we believe that people are going to start giving us stories. In fact, I'm going to ask for stories. In fact, we're thinking in a couple years we could perhaps get up to 1 million stories of significance where people just say, here, John, here's what I did intentionally to add value to people, or here's what I shared with my children, and we did this together as a family. And we believe we can begin what I would call an intentional movement of just significance in the lives of others. And, the book is there, but the, start7day.com experiment, which is free for everybody, I want them to get on that and start getting in the habit. That's what I think is really key.
You encourage people to start small, but believe big. Explain that.
Well, I think too many times we try to start big, and we can't. It's too much. I think we get discouraged sometimes because we ask more of ourselves than what we can really do. And so, if it's a child, if I was teaching one of my grandchildren about this significant life of adding value to people, it might be as much as today, every time you get an opportunity, open the door for someone and smile and say to them, have a good day. And what I've found is this, significant acts that are intentional, done daily, begin to compound not only in adding value to other people, but they begin to compound in fulfillment in our own life. And that's what really excites me about the book. It's what really excites me about start7day.com is once we begin to practice this intentional action of adding value to other people, it really begins to change us. And that's what's beautiful. When we begin to be changed, when we begin to see the significance of helping people, then I'm hoping it will become a habit, a lifestyle. I'm hoping that you'll send me your story and that we can perhaps just raise a whole bunch of people to a whole new level of living.
Another step you call find your why. What's that about?
That's all about your purpose. Why am I here? I think everybody has ask the question, why am I here? And I talk in the book about you find your passion. What are you passionate about? And then you find your giftedness. What are you good at? And when you can combine your passion, which gives you energy, to your giftedness, which is where you are really strong in, then you can begin to add value to people in very significant ways. And so everybody needs to ask themselves, what am I passionate about? What do I do well? And then how can I turn that into an act of significance intentionally to help someone else in their life?
John Maxwell, preacher, life coach, and best-selling author. His latest book is called Intentional Living. John, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Great to be with you today.